Welcome to the Justin Hamilton podcast. Today, author Garth Jones is joining me to discuss my favorite 10 shows for 2025. I need to put the emphasis on favorite. It's not the best. Who knows what the best is? It all comes down to taste. So these are just my 10 favorite shows. There's quite a long honorable mentions list. There were quite a few TV shows that I just enjoyed that didn't crack the top 10. And I actually found this to be quite a difficult task. It was a lot of shows that pretty much came down to one or two scenes that kind of made them jump ahead of the curve. So I hope you enjoy what Garth and I are about to chat about. I suggested to him we'd probably talk for 30, 40 minutes, and it goes an hour and a half. So yeah, so there you have it. We will get right into it in a sec. Just a quick shout out to our sponsor for 2025, Wonder Pies. They came on board halfway through the year and asked if I'd be interested in having them sponsor the podcast, to which I said yes, yes, indeed. Not only because they were very generous in their offer, but because they also deliver such a fantastic product. If you live in Victoria and you're looking for some type of pastry over this festive holiday season, man, I don't think it gets any better than what they are producing. And if you would like to order something online, go to wonderpies.com.au and you will find all sorts of box sets of pies and pasties, and if you're like me, vegetarian, there's a broad range of options for you. And there's also an option for you if you're vegan. So head on over to Wonder Pies and you will be able to dig into something that is delicious and incredibly satisfying as well. Okay, let's not tally, dilly-dally. That's what I was going to say. Let's not dilly-dally anymore. Let's bring in Garth and talk about our favorite shows for 2025. Garth Jones returns to the podcast to help me with my favorite TV shows of the year. How many shows have you watched this year? Because when we first discussed this, you were a bit like, I don't know if I've watched that many. And then over time, you've realized that you've had quite a few things that you've had on the
Yeah,
go.
look, I'm a pretty scattershot TV viewer. A lot of the
Yeah.
time, I sort of dip into something, not necessarily lose interest, but just sort of lose track, or um, other things will take over in the day-to-day life. I
Yeah.
think half a dozen to maybe 10 all
Yeah.
up. A lot of the obvious ones, and
Yeah.
also a couple, abandoned through through the process of just, watching Sandman episode 1 in England and deciding that everything was a little bit too mopey and a little bit too Neil Gaiman.
Oh,
So
no,
never
man.
come with that.
You know,
They shit canned that very quickly. It was sort of like an amateur drama production of the now heavily contested source material. So
oh man, it's funny, isn't it? So I kind of watched all of it. I felt like Tom Sturridge was excellent. Like I felt like he was really well cast. I actually thought a lot of the cast was quite good. And yeah, but it is a bit too mopey. And one of the things that one of the actually big mistakes in that series for me was they made Lucifer too. Oh, I am
yeah,
Lucifer. And when you read Sandman, Lucifer was really funny because
that's right.
he's Lucifer's the second most powerful creature in all of creation.
Doesn't give
So
us.
doesn't give a shit. It's the all-star Superman approach where Superman's so powerful, he's not standing around, flexing his muscles. He's really relaxed because nothing hurts him. And
Yeah, I struggle. I mean, obviously this is in the don't bother column, but yeah, just the aesthetic of the thing I found to be, sort of very 1990s sort of BBC,
yeah,
co-production sort of standard. Yeah,
yeah,
hopiness really, killed me in the end. And yeah, I mean, there was lightness in the book, and there was a lot of fun, and it was just relentless.
yeah. And I just didn't buy that we always planned it on being two seasons because there just wasn't enough story. It's like, what are you talking about? Like you could have if if you wanted and you had the budget or whatever, you could have literally had uh like a Game of You could have had,
Oh,
a full season, you know.
yeah. I mean, Tom, as you said, Tom Sturridge was really great.
Yeah,
Sorry, mate, for being wasted on this. But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, there's World's End, all
yeah.
sorts of good stuff that you could have done. Yeah, a real waste. But obviously, Netflix are pretty gun shy, and it'll be interesting to see how they manage Warner Brothers in general.
No, yeah, yeah, that's true, isn't it? Man, Neil Gaiman, what a fall from grace. Like,
Oh, arsehole, hey?
and it's just one of those hard things where in all honesty, if you're an actor or an author or whatever, a musician that you don't know much about, and you just let your work do the talking for you, if they end up being even a slight arsehole,
Mhm.
who gives a shit? Because you can kind of still connect with the work because you don't know the person. But in this era of cult of personality where people are it's Joss Whedon wearing a t-shirt saying I'm a feminist, and geez, it actually sets up the hypocrisy to such an extent that you
There's
can't
no
bounce back from
recovery,
it.
is there? No, no. I mean, that's been, I guess, a blessing and the curse of the internet over the last 15 years or so.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Anyway,
everyone's on the line. Yeah,
this is a favorite TV
yeah.
shows. No, we started just shitting on Sandman,
Look,
but you know what? We're two dudes who grew up with it, and
oh
it's
yeah.
it's
I
very
mean,
disappointing.
yes. We'll move on now, though, for sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to go from 10 to 1, and
Right.
then you jump in when one of yours has made the list, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start at number 10 with The Eternaut, which I found on Netflix. This is a television series based on a famous Spanish graphic novel. And the author first published in 1957. The author it was heavily political, and the author and his family have disappeared through mysterious ways because of their political biases, etc. And this story is, I guess, an allegory in many ways. Set in Buenos Aires, a mysterious snowfall occurs one night, quickly killing most of the population. And the lead character, Juan Salvo, and his friends are among the thousands who survive. But in the aftermath, they have to try to struggle to uh, learn what's happened and to deal with this sudden snow in the middle of a summer's night. And
Fascinating.
mate, it's got some of the best visuals of, like one of the most horrifying moments in the series is it's a couple of guys, dudes all just gambling. So they're just inside, and then suddenly it's snowing, and then there's just people collapsing. It's not like hemorrhaging or bleeding anywhere. The snow hits them and they go down.
Wow.
And there's a bit where they're locked up in this big apartment, and it's because it's happened overnight. You see people waking up in the morning and they're trying to yell to this couple across the road who they're looking, trying to open their window to look at the snow, and they're yelling at them, and they open the snow and just put their hands out and then just flop. And it's pretty wild. Turns into something bigger from there. The first season was 6 episodes, and it was great. I heard it was one of those rare times when a TV series keeps being suggested to you.
So that was your
And
algorithm throwing that up.
yeah, yeah, and I, out of spite, ignored it for a long time, and then just heard a couple of things here, read a little thing there, and then went, oh, you know what, I will give this a shot, and thought it was fantastic.
Amazing. So the problem with my Netflix algorithm is that I left our account logged in a hotel in Noosa in 2003, 2023.
Yeah,
So it's absolutely fucking cooked now.
yeah,
Every reality show that you'd expect from someone in Noosa having a little bit of a chill out has been
damn,
kicked to the top, and there's
damn,
no rescuing it. Ava's is
damn.
better than mine. Uh,
That's so funny. I left mine in somewhere in regional New South Wales,
Oh God,
and suddenly things were popping up, and I was like, "What?" But I was like 2 days later,
rescued. Yeah,
and managed.
this is
Yeah,
month. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Too far
funny.
gone. Yep.
So the Eternaut is there's a second season coming, and I just thought it was for that type of series. I thought it was done really well, and then many haunting images of trying to kind of almost make astronaut suits to be able to go out and trek and go looking for
Amazing.
people. Very relatable reactions amongst the survivors, etc. So I thought that was really worthwhile checking out.
Yeah, cool. Add to the queue for sure.
Number nine coming in at it was the second season. I watched the first season this year and then the second season that came out this year. A British sitcom called Such Brave Girls.
Right.
It is honestly one of the funniest shows I have watched in a long time. To the extent that there are a couple of other little 20, 25 minute sitcoms that I'd, had on the go. And after watching 2 seasons of this, I was, it kind of, I had to put the others on the back burner because it just wasn't as funny. This is about a 40-something single mother called Deb who's trying to rebuild her life with her boyfriend Dev, and she has two adult daughters. I'm laughing already. Josie and Billy, who still live with her and complicate her life. The eldest sibling, Josie, is navigating mental illness and her sexual identity, and her younger sister, Billy, is in toxic relationships. This is a series created and written by Kat Sadler, who I had not heard of before.
Right.
I love all of these people are fucking awful, and they make me laugh so hard. The younger sister, who is also played by Kat Sadler's real sister, Billy, she is one of the funniest characters I have seen in television because she acts like an alpha, and she is barely a gamma. And it is so funny. The situations they end up in. And I think the thing because sometimes you think, well, why are you watching a show where characters are awful?
Well, it's fun.
Um,
Fucking great.
well, they're
Relatable.
yeah, but they're also part of what kind of endears them is that like like they're poor. Like they're just trying to kind of,
Sure. Yep.
make ends meet, even if the mum is doing it in ways that you can't respect. And Kat Sattler's character of Josie is just so like yes, she gets picked on, but she also kind of deserves it. She pulls things on herself, and all the male characters are awful, and it's just every episode just made me laugh really hard, and I can't wait for a third season. But
So whereabouts in the UK is it set?
where is it set? Oh, that's a good question. I just kind of let me see. I'm not entirely
Hmm,
sure. I just kind of
that's all good.
Merseyside.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm hoping that the third season will be coming soon. It was won a whole lot of awards, was nominated, etc. But you this is the perfect series where you see Americans going, "We're going to do our version," and then they
Yeah.
make them
Salute
like
everything.
like
Yeah.
trailer trash or something like that, and
Hearts of gold, though. Yeah.
yeah. Do a Kath and Kim, where
Mhm.
you go,
Right.
oh God.
Come
So
on.
anyway, I loved this series, and as I said, it just made me laugh really hard, and it cock blocked a lot of other sitcoms from my viewing
Yeah.
after.
Cool.
Also, this is the opening credits. It's such a small little moment, but it made me laugh every time. The title, "Such Brave Girls," is written in wet hair up on tiles in the shower, and I don't know why, but it made me laugh every time I saw it because it kind of made me feel ill, but I just found it funny.
Is it streaming on the? Is it like on the BBC player or is it?
Yeah, I think that's where I watched it.
Okay.
I should have checked
Cool.
all of these things. It was
That's all
on
right.
BBC Three, so I think maybe it's there, but I may
Okay.
have watched it on Stan or Netflix or something like that. But
Okay.
I loved it. I just thought it was great.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Cool.
All right. So now I got to be honest, from about here to number one, I reckon any other year these shows possibly would be at least top three.
Hmm.
So I thought this year, and there's some shows that I'm going to mention that I really enjoyed that didn't even crack my top 10. This so coming in at number eight is The Lowdown with
Oh, yeah.
Ethan Hawke. Did you
Mhm.
did you see this?
I've read a little bit about it. I haven't managed to see it.
Mate, this is one of those ones where I go, this is 100% in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So Ethan Hawke plays a bookseller and a self-styled truth storian. And if you find the word truth storian pompous and funny, then you
Yep.
will love his character of Lee Raybon. It's set in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's published an expose about a powerful Washburn clan who one of the family members, Dale, has apparently committed suicide and has left a note that has gotten out about his suicide. Um, this is a series about like Lee is described as he's really annoying to his enemies and he's even more annoying to his friends.
Right.
And Ethan Hawke is in masterful just power of his acting where he is so annoying, but you kind of love him because his heart is in the right place, even if he goes about it in frustrating ways. It has a wild cast, including Jean Triplehorn, Tracy Letts, Tim Blake Nelson plays Dale, who apparently commits suicide. It has a wonderful performance by Kyle MacLachlan,
Hmm.
who has a is Dale's brother and is running for governor. This is a series that's written by Sterling Harjo, who did Reservation Dogs.
Right. Yep.
So it's kind of like a a noir series, but it's also got incredibly funny characters. There's some real moments of kind of uh, almost Twin Peaks-ish kind of everyday horror, just not so much as in the Silent Bob side of Silent Bob, Killer Bob side of things,
Yeah.
but the
That would be
uh
amazing with Twin Peaks, though.
like imagine
Don't
that.
buy it, but just someone do that edit, please.
Imagine that. Dale Cooper gets
Just-
possessed by Silent Bob at the end of
yeah.
season two of Twin Peaks. But it has this, it's more in the everyday minutiae of what takes place
Right.
behind the scenes. And I got to the end of this season and I loved it so much. And it's like, if if you're going to give me more and more seasons of this character,
Yeah.
with new adventures, with him trying to uncover truths and being severely flawed, and driving everyone in his immediate vicinity insane. Uh, give me
Right.
three,
I'm
four,
sold.
five
Yep.
seasons.
It's raining here today. I might get into that after this.
Right, it's great.
Yep. Yep.
We don't have to talk too much about this one. Slow Horses season five came in at number seven for me.
I was about to
Um,
say, yep.
are you a fan of Slow Horses this year?
It sounded like that Slow Horses was going to slide in there, considering the sort of the sound of the character from Lowdown as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's to be honest, I didn't know where to put this season of Slow Horses because I think it's now becoming a victim of its own consistency. It's like the TV series Mad Men. Some people would say around seasons five and six, it just kind of lost its way. And it's like, I think Mad Men from the first episode to the last episode is the most consistent TV show I've ever watched.
Yes.
And you just kind of start to take it for granted.
Yeah, I think Slow Horses absolutely. I mean, having gotten into it, at the beginning of last year when they'd
Yeah,
already had 3 seasons out over the
yeah.
space of 12 months or 18 months or whatever. It's just too much of a good thing, and it is consistent. The novels they're based on are fascinating.
Yeah,
Yeah, all the performances are just delightful,
yeah,
and yeah, it's like, well, I've got 5 seasons of this over the last 2.5 years or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
I'm, I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled. Maybe take 3 years between it until the next one.
Mate,
Whatever.
also the fact that you get to the end of a season, you get a trailer for the new
Yeah,
season.
who does that? Yeah,
It's so good. Like it is so good. It just has you getting to the end and going, great. Well, I know it's coming, and you just kind of relax, and at some point in your future you've got another season.
yeah, and I mean, just the characterization's hilarious. I love seeing Gaius Baltar,
Yeah,
snivel after,
so
uh,
good.
getting his comeuppance. Yeah, everyone's just on point. And that final reveal of the season, we all knew
Yeah.
that was coming, but that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if it was coming at the end of the season, but it was fun to, that's probably the best moment in the series when Jackson Lamb tells that story,
Yes.
and then is asked afterwards, was that real? And he dismisses it, and it just had too much
Yeah.
minutia for it to have been a story made up on the spot.
Yeah. The verisimilitude of the story was so intricate.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, he tries so hard to show he doesn't care when he cares the most.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and 15 steps ahead of everyone.
Yeah, it's great. I know some people get a bit annoyed at it's a little bit like Bat God in the JLA.
Yes.
It's like God, he's always so far ahead of people, and there was some pushback this season on Jack Loudon's River being out of character, but I actually thought there was
Why not?
emotion. Well, I thought there was emotional consistency because
Yeah.
he's put his grandfather away and things aren't quite working out for him, and yeah, of course his dad's awful. Like it felt
Yeah, he's
consistent.
double O seven sort of headspace.
Yeah,
It's not reality.
yeah,
James Bond doesn't visit his grandfather at the nursing home with dementia.
yeah, yeah. And
Maybe he's a dad. Maybe Blofeld's his brother. Who knows?
who
But
knows? Yeah, but I think Loudon's great. I think all the performances in this was great. There was also there was some pushback on the Roddy character being too comedic, but I don't know. I just
I mean
I
that persona, like if you hang around with, I mean, having done work with a lot of, kids or people in the IT field or like doing web design and web development and stuff like that, there's a sort of there's a neurodivergence there a lot of the time.
hmm,
And there's a lot of like actual, yeah, the egos can be pretty untapped.
yeah.
I knew a guy with, the cockroach sort of shell car with all the running lights and everything because he just developed flash games for the but he thought he was the shit, had the
Yeah,
glass back, bloody exhaust systems, all the rest, turn up to work every day, finger guns.
yeah,
And it was like, mate, let's
yeah.
got to break it to you, but you code flash games for like, beer companies. So I think the characterization's on point, and the
Yeah,
honey trap stuff was, yeah, absolutely. You
yeah,
know, when you hear, "Oh, I've got a girlfriend," you're like, "Really?"
yeah. Such a great moment. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like sometimes when characters are complained about, you feel like saying to people, "You've you've never met anyone like that."
no, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I think he's a very archetypal sort of character in that field.
Yeah, man. I think also one of the things I love about stand-up is I get to hang out with lots of young people, and you know. I've met a couple of Roddies over the
Yep,
years, you
yep,
know.
for sure.
And
I've
you
met a
can't.
couple of like 45-year-old Roddies too.
Yeah,
Fucking sad.
exactly. They're out there, mate. They're out there. Anyway, slow
Gets worse and
horses.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, slow horses. Just for me, it probably could have been in the top four. Could have been bottom four. Could have been
Sure.
any other year. Might have. It was a hard one to kind
I
of know
mean,
where to
just
put.
just as you mentioned it, I wrote it down because I'd completely forgotten I'd watched it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And it occurred to me, I was like, what the fuck was, oh yeah. And it was literally the trigger of the lowdown and
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke's character that sort of dragged me back to it. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, and that was only a couple of months ago. So that shows what 2025 is like.
Yeah, having Ethan Hawke and Gary Oldman in series this year where they play really annoying characters, very different by the way, but very
Yeah.
annoying characters who, mean the best in their own way. But yeah, just great.
Yep. Cool.
Number six. Look, so for me, this might have technically been the best show of the season, but because we're talking favorites,
Mm.
it kind of slides down just because it's so relentless, and that was Adolescence,
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah.
which was brilliant,
Yep.
brilliant. Was it? Like, am I
Fun.
hurrying to rewatch it? Maybe
And he's in
not.
28 days later. So,
Yeah,
sorry,
it
28 days, 28 years later.
28 years later, yeah. But it was such a I thought it was such an interesting series for those if for some reason people haven't heard of it. It's set in Doncaster area in Yorkshire, England, and police raid a family home and arrest Jamie Miller, who's a 13-year-old boy on suspicion of the murder of his classmate Katie Leonard. And that first episode is so harrowing and you know like I'm just going to say spoilers. It's been out for a long time, but just in case someone wants to stop and fast forward 30 seconds. Um, when you get to the end of that episode and you discover that he has done it, it sends you into a tailspin, I reckon, because I think you up until that point we kind of know how these procedural shows work, and
Mm.
invariably you'd think, well, it's a 4 episode series, we probably won't find out until episode 3,
Mhm.
but instead we find out right away, and wow, what a series!
Yeah, I'm thinking now. I think I made it to the end of the first episode. That was one I got distracted from. But yeah, intense.
Yeah, oh
And
yeah,
I mean, I was trying to remember if it was actually this year or not. But I'll
yeah.
take the word for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and look, it's I reckon it's probably you know, came out in March 2025.
Yeah. Wow.
It is look, it's full on, uh, but there are some pretty amazing moments in it. There is a uh because all the episodes are one shots, there is a there's a scene with Stephen Graham's character Eddie and his wife and daughter in episode 4 where they're just driving to like the equivalent of a Bunnings, and it's maybe like 10, 12 minutes or something, and they tell the story about uh going to a dance and him wearing his favorite pants and talking about getting together, and the daughter's really embarrassed by them kind of showing this real love that they have, and it's kind of this real moment of beauty in this pretty harrowing
Right.
series. Um, yeah, it's look, as I said, it technically may have been the best show of the year, but because of we were talking about favorites and things like that, I won't be going back to it anytime soon, but I reckon I will go back to it because it was so masterfully made.
Right. Yeah. 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 Cool.
Uh, Also, I don't have kids, so I can just watch it, and
You're like, oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
can,
That shit happens. Yep.
yeah, I can engage with it intellectually, and
Maybe children are all like that. That's fine.
yeah, I suspect it. I suspect it.
You've seen weapons.
I have seen weapons. All right, okay, top 5. Um, I just love the studio. This was in my wheelhouse. This is all the things that I'm interested in. Seth Rogen just makes me laugh. Seth Rogen makes me laugh in things that aren't good.
At the top of this, I'm going to say, is it a meta joke that Seth Rogen is now in Andy Serkis's Animal Farm, which looks like it's going to be like a Kool-Aid Man style reimagination of the George Orwell novel?
Oh goodness, I did not know about this.
A
Could
trailer's recently come out and it's got Seth Rogen as the pig, as one of the pigs, and
Amazing.
doing a booty dance, and it's like, is this a meta joke that we're eventually going to get to like it being a serious adaptation of Animal Farm, or is this
Or is this a secret trailer or something?
Embodying it's a yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's funny. You know what? Like something like the studio does make you start to wonder about things. There was a part of me that started to go, this is a little sidebar, but it kind of ties in. You know how Quentin Tarantino's just been firing off
being an ass.
comments?
Total
Yeah.
dick.
And
Yeah,
remember he was going to do that. His last movie was
the
supposedly going
critic.
to be The Critic. And there was a part of me that was like, is this all like a 2 year con to are all these actors going to appear in The Critic? I,
Mm,
I don't think he's, that type of clever. Like he's clever, but he's
right.
not that type of clever.
But that's interesting, yeah, for sure. I
It,
mean,
it,
Paul
it,
Dano didn't deserve it, the poor boy.
oh
Uh,
yeah, Matthew Lillard. What's that guy done? Like,
it would be
literally.
amazing, actually. That would be pretty amazing if that was the sort of the media cycle for that was,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
dissing them all and then revealing the cast.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, one of the most profound moments of anxiety I think I've had watching TV this year was in the studio.
Oh yeah,
And I think it's just every time Seth Seth Rogen's character does anything, especially in Video Village in the one shot episode,
oh yeah,
just
yeah,
the mounting levels of just fuck, dude, like read
yeah.
the room.
Yeah, yeah.
It,
There's you know, ruining the one shot, and when they park the car and going, that's going to come back to haunt them, and then
oh yeah,
just, and I just actually forgot about it because I was feeling so anxious throughout the episode, and then it got
yeah.
back to the car, and I was like, oh, yep, yep, yep.
But
I
yeah, I
knew.
think that just the over the 10 or so episodes, like the genuine love of cinema, the
Mm,
demonstration of passion for it and
yeah,
sort of um despair as these streaming platforms, ironically that it's on, come in and sort of like decimate the idea of cinema, going to the cinema.
yeah,
Yeah, there's this douchebag that's like, our poster boy,
yeah. You
quite
know,
getting it.
there were so many moments as well that I went, oh, I've been stuck in versions of that, like when they're trying to cast Kool-Aid Man and they're getting all twisted and turned into knots about
Oh,
whether they're being racist or not.
yep, yep. Is this intersectional enough? Or what?
I have been in those
Yes, for sure.
conversations,
I mean, it's
and
agonizing, like the entire process.
yeah,
And did it end up being Ice Cube? It was Ice Cube,
and
wasn't
it was
it?
Ice Cube.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Seth Rogen said there was a point where he had to pitch Ice Cube this idea, which wasn't that far removed from
from the actual
his.
scene.
Yeah, it's so good. The
But yeah, the
it,
CinemaCon sequences, all of that sort of just tooth grinding industry nonsense that whatever the industry is.
oh yeah, and I've also been in those conversations where you can't let go someone putting down your craft, and you especially when you're younger and you try to point out why
Oh,
it is important in its own way, but deep down. The whole night you've been trying to work out, should I end this joke on squirrel or possum? And the fact that he's with these,
a
you
bunch
know,
of doctors and surgeons.
and he's trying to, uh, sign off on a diarrhea zombie trailer was
Yep,
just great.
yep. And I mean, yeah, insert any creative industry into something like that, and it's like, yeah, everyone's, you've got two rails you can run on.
Yeah,
That's fine. Have the conversation, but we don't need to walk all over each other in terms of,
yeah.
what you're doing is more important than the other thing.
No, no, fuck it, and
Yeah.
just let it go, mate. Just let it go. Also, I laughed out loud every time Seth Rogen fell over, and I appreciated that they did not have it in even half the episodes. Like it was
Yes.
just enough.
Yep.
Because I would have had no control. If I was in charge of that show, I would have had him
Good
collapse in every episode because it
yeah.
made me laugh so hard and I admired the restraint. Also, by the way, Zoe Kravitz, best best on mushroom acting I've seen.
Having recently done a heroic dose, yes.
A heroic dose.
Yeah, got there. Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that after the recording if you like.
Yeah,
Uh,
please.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, Zoe Kravitz, like, yeah, she was one of the greatest parts of Caught Stealing,
Yep.
Darren Aronofsky's most recent film.
Yeah.
Saw her in the Steven Soderbergh film that escapes my mind this year as well, but she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, those guys just having so much fun with like ripping strips off the that industry as well.
Yeah, I was rapt that it
Aaron
won all
Moss,
those awards.
Catherine Hahn,
Oh
very very
yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, Catherine Hahn. I've met her as well. Like
Oh
that
right,
character.
yes,
Sorry,
yeah,
that
yeah.
that publicist.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. It was pretty on the money. A lot of that
And I'm
stuff.
sure everyone that embodies those archetypes or stereotypes sees it and goes, "I know someone like that.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
something."
Yeah, so good. So that came in at number five. Number four was the HBO series Task, which starred Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey and Amelia Jones, who was possibly the secret MVP of a series that had great acting. Mark Ruffalo plays Tom Brandis, who's an FBI agent and a former Catholic priest who's ordered to head up a task force investigating a series of armed robberies. All these robberies are uh, biker gangs being hit and having their money stolen. Uh, on the opposite side of this, Tom Pelphrey plays the character of Robbie, who is running these robberies. He's the mastermind behind it, hitting the drug gangs, etc. He's a single father. He lives with his niece, who's played by Amelia Jones. It is just beautifully written. 7 episodes, did not outstay its welcome. Moved along at a rapid pace. There was, you know, once again with one of these types of series, you kind of feel like it'll be spinning its wheels for a little while, and then we'll end up in a denouement at least towards the end of episode 6. But things moved along logically, so you got to each part, and it made sense that you'd already moved on.
Right.
Uh, it has you think it's a series about one thing, and then you get to the end and you realize, oh, it's been about this character all along and what they had to kind of come to terms with. Every performance was great. And I actually found the finale quite the right side of emotional. Like it really hit you in a good place. And the best thing I've seen Mark Ruffalo do in a few years. I really like Mark Ruffalo as an actor, but everything's been so heightened in previous years, from the
It's
Hulk
funny.
to
Yeah.
Poor Things to Mickey 17, and to
Yeah.
see him play and inhabit a normal person. Even the way he holds himself
Mhm.
physically, the way his eyes are, it's like it's strange to kind of describe, but his eyes always he always looks sleepy, like he's just exhausted, and it's a it's one of the best performances, maybe my favorite Ruffalo performance, but everyone in it is outrageously good.
As you say, he's been almost in that sort of Terry Gilliam key for quite a
Yes.
while.
Yeah.
I rewatched Zodiac last week.
Oh, you know what?
Uh,
I rewatched that this year. Oh,
yeah,
so good.
and yeah, Ruffalo really stood out because it's like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Before that last 10, 15 years of the blockbustery stuff or the
Yeah.
more heightened performances.
Yeah.
It was really in the zone there. So yeah, interested to see Task. That's definitely something I'm going to try and get to over summer as well.
Yeah, they've announced the second season as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
and it's by the creator of The Mayor of Easttown, which was quite good. And they wanted to go back to that, and they just couldn't find a story that would make
right.
logical sense. So uh, this ended in a way that you went, oh well, I guess that's the end of that. But if if they weren't prepared to continue with Mayor of Easttown, and they're willing to go into a new season of Task, I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, great, all right, that works for me. And one of those rare shows where at the end of every episode there was behind the scenes stuff, which I avoid that kind of stuff normally,
mhm.
but for some reason it got to the end and it just popped up, and I kind of watched the first one, and it was good because there were some of the gang members were like was a an Irish actor. I can't remember his name. He was so good, and he was so terrifying as being a part of the gang. But then you'd see him uh, talking as his normal self, and he was so gentle and lovely. It was like kind of took the edge off when you were watching him be
I
horrific.
remember acting. Yeah, not a
Um,
documentary. Yeah,
yes, yeah, but that's how good he was, you know.
yeah.
Martha Plimpton is in it as well. She's
Oh, wow.
fantastic. It's Phoebe Fox, who I think is really underrated. She turns up. Anyway, definitely worthwhile checking
Okay.
out.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
All right. Now, these next three shows, like I reckon any other year, Task might have been number one. These next three shows, I really. I, you know what? It came down to specific scenes that helped me work out where to put these things.
I'm going
So
to take a punt and say Alien Earth is not one of these three.
it is not one of these three.
Very good.
Even though I enjoyed it, it is not one of these
They're off
three.
the cliff. Yeah, for sure.
We will get to my honorable mentions
Yes.
in a moment. This is The Pit, which I absolutely love. We follow Dr. Michael Robinovich, who starts a grueling shift at the Pittsburgh Trauma Medical Center emergency room. And on this day, there's four newcomers, medical students. And what we do over the course of 15 episodes is follow a 15-hour shift. And anyone who was a fan of VR, I specifically loved the first 5 seasons of VR. And that was another show that just kind of became a victim of its own consistency.
Yes.
And people kind of forget, like, if ER had been an HBO show, it'd be mentioned as one of the greats, but it was just free to air television, you know. Used to get 30 million an episode, people watching it, you know.
Yep.
But we
Jake Kelly in it, right?
it did have Jake Kelly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The reason
Very
I
good
started
actor.
well, the reason I started watching it was Clooney had been in Roseanne, and
Yes.
I was
Yep.
a fan of Roseanne, and uh, I really liked Clooney's character, and then he left, and then Mum was, "Oh, you should watch that ER," and I was, "Oh, why is that?" She said, "That actor you like that was in Roseanne's in it," and I was, "Oh, okay," and then it was just a spectacular TV
Mm.
series.
Yeah.
So, but what kind of sets The Pit apart from ER is a character would enter in an episode of ER and you'd go through the storyline, and at the end of 45 minutes, that storyline was finished. And you'd have ongoing storylines with the main characters, but the people who came in were one and done. With this, because it's hour to hour, a character could come in the morning, and then 4 episodes later, their story is still going
Yeah.
because that's how long everything takes. So watching it week to week, denouements for these characters hit you harder, whether it was a good ending for them or a bad ending. You spent a month with them
Right.
emotionally,
Yep.
so you had more of a relationship when things occurred, when people acted badly, when people acted well, when people
Okay.
let you down, when people surprised you. You were spending like 15 weeks,
Yeah.
so just
Okay.
a masterful series. If you're into ER kind of things, Noah Wiley just he ended up winning Best Actor at the Emmys. Thoroughly deserved it. Robbie is a brilliant uh, character. Has his ups and downs, has his best moments, has his moments that he fails. Is a leader, but is a leader with flaws, etc. Everyone's good. Like typically, one of those good shows where you go, oh, I really like that person, and then 8 episodes later you go, oh my God, that person's a cock, and then vice versa. Oh, this is the most annoying character on the show, and then you go, oh, yeah, they're all right. Like they're still annoying, but
Yes.
I kind of get them. So,
Well,
um,
considering, yeah, my current career path, I think I have to give it a go. So I get some doctor empathy up.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because
Uh,
yeah, the job is to hand them off to the doctors.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
do you get any good representation from EMTs and paramedics in the show?
Mate, it's so one of the things they wanted to do was post-COVID because there's such a negativity towards doctors and the whole
Yes.
medical profession in the States due to such dumbass governance.
Yes.
This is kind of putting a spotlight on what they actually do and what they deal with. And once again, everyone's flawed,
Mm,
like it's like they're not putting them in. It's not like a 1950s Sheen where everyone's perfect, but
yes.
it does put a positive spin on what they have to deal with.
I mean, it's, it's one of the most selfless sort of professions you really, can be in,
Mm,
especially, if you're a nurse or someone like that, or someone lower
yeah,
down the totem pole who's, it doesn't really register to people just, what sort of passion goes into that.
yeah,
And, 12-hour shifts and like, the limit, even in Australia and New Zealand, like the limitations on the funding for that stuff,
yeah,
really eye-opening and really, quite scary when it comes down to it.
yeah, yeah,
And people are just trying to, do their best on that, every day.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
after people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's really great. I also have to point out there's some really funny moments as well. Like there's jokes,
Mm.
like there's one character who honestly has to do four changes of clothes because they just keep getting all sorts of things sprayed all over them, and it's such a put upon newbie, and it's really funny. But that's it. It's
Yeah.
it manages to balance all of that stuff, and you'll have some real victories, and you'll have some real moments of sadness as well, and you can kind of go backwards and forwards within one episode quite
And how many episodes are there?
seamlessly. 15, so it's a
15.
15-hour shift.
Okay.
For anyone who's thinking of getting into it, the second season is beginning in January.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I really love this. I thought this
All
was
right, cool.
pretty much perfect
Yeah.
TV. It might not be you know uh I was like, oh, we've seen this kind of thing before. And it's like, yeah, but not for a long time and not done this well. Like, sometimes you should embrace
Who's
things
the
just being good.
who's the creator? Was it
Well, it's John Wells, so
right?
this was going to be an ER
Right.
continuation, and the Michael Crichton estate didn't want that.
Right.
So they
Okay.
made something else. And I think, I think it's in the courts in the States
Right.
about, well, you've been too close. And it's like, mate,
It's got
ERs are ERs.
it's got the same actor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one actor, but also you could have you could have been in on this gravy train, you
Yeah.
idiots. Oh well, too bad, so sad.
Get Clooney back. Put him in for do a cameo.
Well, the thing is that they're all still good. All that ER cast are tight, like
Yes.
really tight. You saw Noah Wiley at the theatre saying good night and good luck, and they've asked Clooney about it, and they're all they've asked Anthony Edwards, they've asked all of them, and they're also wrapped. I'll be honest, bring him in as a victim. I'd be totally up for
Like
that.
spontaneously combust.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be great.
Professor Doug Ross comes back from his tenure at the.
Well, no, he can't be Doug Ross because it's not ER, but he could
Oh,
be
that's what you know.
he could be Darren Ross.
Ross Douglas. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I loved it. I'm really pumped for this second
Yeah,
season.
cool.
And it's like I thought, oh well, I'll take January slowly, and so the pit's back. Okay, good.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right,
call that
locked in.
research. That's cool. Yep.
Yep.
We do.
Um, Coming in at number two with a bullet. I just loved
Again,
Pluribus. Loved it.
very. Yeah.
Loved it. Everything about it. I you've watched Pluribus?
I'm finishing it today because like yeah, this last
Uh
it's been yeah, so it's okay. It's fine. I'm prepared.
no, no.
But yeah,
Uh,
today's the yeah, we've got the final four to do this afternoon. Uh
okay. All
yeah.
right.
So we can talk about it broadly, I guess, or whatever.
There's this, I won't even tell you which episode, but there's one line. You know how I was saying I was trying to work out where to put things,
Yes.
and there's literally one line that made it jump ahead of, Adolescence, the studio task. I was going to record this favorite TV show episode a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yep.
And then I was halfway through Pluribus and I didn't know what to do with it. And because I had to see how it ended. And the reason it's lasted to now was so I needed to get to the
Yeah.
end
Yep.
and I needed to sit with it. And I just thought this was outstanding. I know this is not for everybody. Lots of criticisms of it's it's 5 episodes of story told over 9 episodes. That's fine. I totally get it if you feel that way. But it is its character is plot,
Yes.
and it is all character building all the way through this that propels you to the final scene. Um, also, you know, something that is driving me insane is people online pointing out how much of an arsehole Carol is.
Oh, right.
And they're like, well, she's this and she's that. And people keep making these statements and sitting back as if to say,
Nailed it. Yep.
nailed it. None of you get it. None of you get it. She's a piece of shit. And it's like, hey, guess what? These are the creators of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
she's a bit of a piece of shit. Like
And
it's
I, I
by the
guess
creators.
those people too would be like, how would you be if you were in this situation?
Yes,
I'd be fucking
yes,
horrified.
yes. You know, the byline is, you know, the most miserable person in the world has to
Yeah,
save humanity from happiness. Like
it's so good.
it's it's so good.
Yep.
And Ray Seahorn is mesmerizing. Uh and I don't know quite where you're up to, but to be honest, by taking the time and telling the story at the correct pace, what you end up doing is getting to emotional beats and they make sense. Like there's no whiplash. There is an understanding when a character makes a choice or a decision, you understand how they got there because you've lived with them and you've seen them go through the process. And I think it's incredibly ambitious. It looks brilliant. There's revelations upon revelations all the way through the series. And yeah, I just have to speak broadly because I
Yeah.
can't, because I'm finished it, so I can't quite work out exactly where you're at. But it all comes together in a way that makes you go, great, bring on season two.
I could not have been happier that it started raining really heavily here today, and the rest of the family's gone up north
Yeah,
because I was like, "This is my opportunity to finally finish it."
yeah,
Yeah, yep. Too bad. That's what's happening. This is my self-indulgent dad day.
yeah, great.
Done with. Yeah, and then
Yeah,
start lockdown. Perfect.
yeah, yeah, finish Pluribus. Give
Live my
yourself a
best.
break.
No bongs, no, but all good.
Surely there's someone nearby that you could make a
You know,
call.
well, it's Ponsonby. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who haven't watched it, it is about the world being exposed to an extraterrestrial virus that transforms all of humanity into a peaceful and content hive mind, except for 13 other people who are immune to the effects of the joining, Carol being one of them. Yes, if you watch Pluribus and your takeaway is Carol is awful and I can't believe the rest of you don't see it, then you're missing the point to Pluribus. And there is also a part of me that goes, oh, so it's okay when men in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are pieces of shit, but a female character can't be.
I mean, I just started laughing so hard when the first scene with her is shows that she's a jaded of like pirate romances,
Yeah,
and who
yeah,
wouldn't hate themselves and everyone else if
it's
serious author.
it's fair enough. You
Yep.
uh yes. Anyway, I won't say any more because you're not up to date.
Yeah.
But that went from I can't. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing this, and I can't. I didn't read anything about it. Can't wait to see what it is. And then it was like, God, do I put it in the honorable mentions because I haven't finished it? And then I was like,
Wait.
let's just wait. Let's see how it ends. And then it just lands beautifully.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
All
So
right.
pumped.
What
Yeah.
do you reckon number one is? I'm sure you've worked it out
Um,
already.
it's not it. Welcome to Derry.
No.
Shockingly.
I got 20 minutes into it. I had so many people who listen to the podcast ask me if I'd watch it and cover it, and I just couldn't get into it.
No, I fell off very quickly. It was all sort of style and not much else happening.
Yeah.
It's not Peacemaker because that was sort of a bummer as well in the long run, although a bit of fun.
Yeah, that got into my honorable mentions.
In honorables, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna probably go with Tony Gilroy's Andor.
absolutely. And once again, as I was saying, all these series I didn't really know how to place them.
Yeah,
And to me, um my there were so many things that I loved in this season. Everything from I love the pacing of it. I saw some criticism of the pacing of it, but I actually thought that it moved along at a really good rate, and I loved the kind of 3 episode arc
yeah,
jumping forward a
those
year.
sort of chunks as movies really work beautifully, and sort of as a mini sort of trilogy as what trilogy was it, or was it
Quadrilogy.
trilogy? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But sort of and running some of those Star Wars arcs again, like the useless rebels in the first one
Oh yeah.
when they're pinned down on the planet, and
Yeah.
just reimagining a lot of those Star Wars tropes through that lens. So
Oh
much.
yeah.
Um,
And so much good character. Like, Dedra was, you know, like you forget that she was told that she was trying to push her way up top too quickly, and even
yes,
though, but she is also brilliant. Like she does work things out, but she is also awful.
yes,
And there's so many, like the moment when Cassian doesn't doesn't recognize old
yep,
mate.
yep.
Like, who are you? Like, just the worst thing that could. I've
Why
been,
have I based my entire existence on eradicating you, and you've got no idea who I am? This is
mate,
very, very disappointing.
so brilliant. Discovering that the series hero really was Claire all
Yes,
along.
she
The
was amazing. Yeah, so great.
Oh,
Stellan Skarsgård, like
unreal, just
there should
unreal.
be, Star Wars should be banned from now on, especially as the next one's like a Sean Levi movie.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, it should be done for the
yeah.
foreseeable future. What also came out, yeah, and not to sideline Andor at all, but like, yeah, there was the kids Star Wars one with Jude Law this year as well.
Oh yeah, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew, yeah, which is a bit Goonies-ish,
Oh
and
yeah,
that children for
yep,
children. So there was two actually pretty good. Yeah, that was a nice little sort of counterpoint that I'd show a kid who would have grown up with Star Wars,
right.
and this is for the adult who has
Grew
been
up.
Star Wars for quite a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then there's room for both,
Yeah,
but just make them good.
yeah. All the Galactic Senate stuff that was so tedious in the prequels, like it was all riveting.
Ah, riveting.
No,
Welcome to the Rebellion moment. Watching Cassian grow over these
yeah,
2 seasons. Immediately finished this series and rewatched Rogue One,
yeah,
and now it's one of those rare times where a prequel reconfigures what
yes.
it's leading up to in such a positive way. Like Rogue One hits so much harder
I
now,
mean,
and I quite liked Rogue One to begin
yeah,
with.
for sure. I mean, it's such an interesting sort of, just the reconfiguration of like George Lucas. Well, not reconfiguration, but embrace, I guess, because it sort of
Mm,
span off. He said, Return of the Jedi is my Vietnam movie, something,
mm,
things like that. But all those sort of political undertones, as much as they were sort of threaded through the prequels, they were tedious as hell.
yeah,
No one wanted to know about trade federations and all the rest at that point. It was all Jedi. But this
yeah.
has got no Jedi's. Well, it's got one sort of Jedi.
Someone who's force sensitive.
Yeah. But the intricacy of the politics and like just the sort of verisimilitude of like what happened this year or over the
Mm,
last couple of years in terms of genocides and all of these upheaval, all the upheaval in terms of the march of the far right and Tony Gilroy just I know it was written in 2003, 2004, but he manages to just hit all those points
mm.
and just drive home, just the parallels just through Star Wars.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's the tragedy of that is that he was working from what happens in history,
Yes.
and history
Exactly.
repeats.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
Um, yeah.
uh, but
That's
the
the money. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's talked about how he's been fascinated by how mundane the Nazis were when they got
Mm.
together in a room to discuss the final solution. And
Yes.
and that's kind of powers this series, the mundaneness
Yeah.
of
Just all the
all these
boardroom
decisions.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Hanging out.
the episode when Luther attempts suicide, and it's done in such a kind of matter of fact way. It doesn't appear heroic in any sense. In the lead up to that scene, there's a point where Claire points out that his shirt's not buttoned up, and it's such a small character beat, but it tells you that he's at the end of his tether. He's not keeping up the facade as well as he
Yeah.
used to in the past. Uh, that moment when she breaks into the hospital and you're thinking for most of it, how's she going to get him out of this? And then
Uh,
like a good punchline to a routine, you come to the ending at the same time where you're like, oh, she's coming to
Finish him off. Yeah, for
finish
sure.
him off,
Yeah.
But the there's just so many scenes that I could Ben Mendelsohn putting the finger on Dedra's
Yep.
head that the actress Denise Goff said she had no idea was coming. So that's her real reaction. Um, having someone force sensitive for the first time in a long time made the force feel
Yep.
kind of
Miss.
cool again and
Yeah.
mystical. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the scene that absolutely put this straight to number one for me was Forrest Whitaker
Yep.
giving the speech.
Upping
It
his space. Yeah, his space fuel.
Mate,
Yep.
it was wild. That scene, that I've gone back to that speech a few times, and it goes for like 4 or 5 minutes, and he's talking about a made up fuel in the Star Wars world, and it is so powerful and it's so wild, and that scene alone, amongst all the other great ones, but that to me is the Luther speech in season one.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, just what an incredible series, and we'll probably never get anything like it again.
But we've got this at least, thankfully.
But we've got this, and we
Yeah.
can keep going back to it.
And yeah, as you say, like the Saw Gerrera speech, like you've got your. I guess because Tony Gilroy takes you through the different sort of iterations of the rebellion,
Mm,
the real mad dog motherfuckers like Saw
mm,
Gerrera, sort of, who are, well, that passion. Then you see the underground on what's the name of the planet again? Gorman.
yeah,
Same with the fashion label, which was always off-putting.
yeah,
But those guys being slightly useless, but
yeah,
doing their best, and the rebels at the beginning who were farcical,
yeah,
and just seeing all these the threads of something forming around this shared vision.
yeah.
I guess is what would be nice in the real world now.
Yeah, yeah, it would be nice. It's also, by the way, not only did it recontextualize Rogue One, but I haven't watched the original trilogy in decades. And so I was like, oh, well, I'll just watch Star Wars. And yeah, I have to admit, I actually thought that trilogy held up much better than I had remembered
Yes,
it. But
absolutely.
but it is funny, you get to the end of A New Hope and you're seeing Han and Luke get medals, and your first thought is, fuck these guys. They've been here for 10 minutes.
They've been riding coattails. Like, what the hell?
Claire's out there probably watching
They
this
probably is
thinking,
out there.
who the
Yeah.
fuck are these guys?
And these are
Anyway,
the yeah, these are, well, I guess, it sort of works in terms of propaganda, I guess. Like,
yeah,
you've got your sort of your Hollywood face to
yeah,
the royal families handing out medals to.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Yeah. Yeah,
Loved
yeah,
it.
it really does recontextualize it. And I really enjoyed, even just the little throwaway moments like Clea and Luthven sitting there having a cup of tea, space tea,
Yeah,
and in the background it's Naboo, and there's
yes,
the shitty droids and
yeah,
all the rest milling around, and but there's a sort of fracas happening there,
yeah,
and just yeah, it makes the pain, well, what we went through with those three movies a little bit
yeah,
more bearable as well. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, Amazing job.
Yeah, it's not, sometimes when a different creator comes into play in a sandpit, you can kind of feel that they're a bit embarrassed.
Mm.
I think we were discussing this via text. We've got the new Avengers movie coming out, which just it does not look for me and does not look for you either. But you were saying that you got the trailer with Thor and it's trying to make Thor serious again. And it's like there's so much whiplash with that character where it feels like everyone felt a bit embarrassed by that character for a number of
No idea,
movies.
no idea what to do when they've sort of got it right the first time, which was
Yeah.
Space He-Man.
Yeah,
Um,
it's faux Shakespeare.
yeah,
That's,
yeah.
you know, I feel like Branagh, it always gets short shrift that film, but I thought that they really actually captured what they should do with that character. And then, by the time you're just making him, overweight and crying, it's like,
Another slap in the face to any husky dude who, wanted to lose some weight, and he just goes off and like, does 15 minutes of, uh, you
workout.
fairly rigorous exercise, and he's back. He's
Yeah, I know, I know. Anyway, well, let's not
Just like
let's
that.
not ruin
Tony
cheering
Gilroy.
about Andor when
Thank you, Tony Gilroy.
yeah. So I have actually a number of TV shows that honorable mentions that possibly would have gotten into my top 10. Um, Peacemaker season two.
Yeah,
I thought that was for the most part good.
I think it started, yeah, very strong. Well, maybe I really enjoyed it. I enjoy
Mm.
James Gunn's dedication to, he doesn't necessarily take you in the directions you think he's going to take you, but he definitely nailed it with the two musical acts in the final episode,
Yeah,
bringing back Nelson from like 1989,
yeah,
um, and Foxy Shazam as the that was left field. That
yeah,
wasn't the, and I thought some of the character beats towards the end of the season sort of got like Rick Flag Senior sort of made a few leaps there that was probably it felt like the time frame had been compressed a lot, or
yeah,
he'd been he's a doppelganger.
yeah,
But yeah, I think I love the start of the season. I love that it was blindingly obvious that he was on Earth X, what's Genesis Earth,
yeah,
and had no idea.
yeah. I thought that was funny.
Hilarious. I mean, there when that reveal of that giant mural in the office.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Well, I thought like I'm not really an animation fan. Like I'm not against it, but it's just low on my priorities. I thought Creature Commandos was pretty
Yes.
good as well.
Yeah.
Um,
John Cena's, I mean, that role could have been very different
hmm,
in terms of the casting and also in terms of the original, the comic iteration.
hmm,
None of those trappings, but he's turned it into a great comedic superhero foil.
yeah,
Um, and it'll be interesting to see, yeah, where that cliffhanger takes them,
yeah,
knowing vaguely what the comic books are like.
yeah,
Yeah, Amelia Harcourt, another pretty impressive, characterization there from Mr. Gunn's wife, anyway.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. But
yeah,
she's good. Give
Marie.
me
Yes.
Well, the what I really want now is I want a spin-off series with as many versions of Vigilante as possible together.
Yes, yes,
He's my favorite in the show.
he's great. Freddie Stomer.
Yeah, I
Freddie
think so.
Stomer.
Yeah,
He was in Harry Potter, wasn't he, originally, or
I
something like
think
that?
so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he's great. So anyway,
He's great, and also I do like the fact that two of these films this year have ended with like a reveal that they've started up a new agency. Shows, properties. Thunderbolts squibbed it entirely with New Avengers. This
right.
revealing Checkmate, which no one except you and I would have heard of.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, and
but that made my day.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Man, I
Like,
haven't.
great reference to that 1988 comic that lasts 12 issues.
Oh, I know. What a so funny.
Give him the armor.
Uh,
Give him the armor.
yeah. I think I. I think I watched Thunderbolts on. the Disney app, and I can't quite even remember watching it.
No,
It was not very good.
no.
Fantastic Four wasn't very good either.
Yeah, I hate to say it, guys, but no, none of them have been very good.
No.
That's
All right. So a couple of other shout outs to series that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Murderbot.
oh yeah,
Uh, I thought that was a fun series. Stellan Skarsgård was hilarious. Had a little bit more pathos than I expected. Yeah, I think there's a second season of that coming. Yeah, I
have
just,
you, sorry, have you seen some of the interviews between Stellan and Alexander?
yes, great.
My God, yeah, that's the father-son relationship you dream you had.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Um, uh, and it's good to see. I think I think Alexander was in a dangerous situation of being reduced to handsome lead roles that
yes,
weren't very interesting. But he's too smart, I'm glad that he's played,
yeah,
villains in Pretty Little Lies and also
in Succession, wasn't he? As a
he was in Succession. I've never watched
yeah,
Succession. I have a blind spot with that, but I heard he was great in that. He's just a really good actor, and I'm glad that he
yeah,
is.
he's been the Northman, and I mean, if we're talking Marvel, yeah, unfortunately, well, I'd say he'd be a great Thor replacement if they got there. Although he's 50, he's still enormous.
Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, well, he's yeah.
Wow, just made
Sorry
me
for that.
feel slightly not as good as myself that I was feeling earlier. Department Q on Netflix. I reckon any other year would have easily been in my top 10. Just really good. Just a really good procedural show. Kind of hits beats that you expect, but it was done well. And you get to the end of the season and go, yeah, I'm, I'd be happy to watch you guys have to deal with a case every year or so. Um, the two series, the Bear. I really enjoyed the Bear season 4. There were just other things that I liked more. I thought it was funny. I got to the ending of the season 4 of the Bear, and I thought it was going to be the end of the series. And when you realize that there was more to come, I was surprised at how that left me in a pretty good mood. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not quite ready to say goodbye to these characters. I think there's still meat on the bone, and I'm wondering if they the story behind the scenes was that they'd planned 3 seasons and they were given 4, and I think that kind of, even though I enjoyed season 3 and season 4, it messed the rhythm that they had created in the first 2 seasons. So if
Right.
they are now able to just focus on doing a season 5 and just plan on that, I feel like it should get back on track. I'm hoping that we follow the Bear restaurant and we follow Kami's life away from it, and get to see these parallel stories, which I think would make it quite interesting.
Yeah, cool.
Alien Earth, which I really enjoyed. It just was just a bit uneven. And like I liked a lot more of it than I didn't like, but it just yeah, it was just like one of the things that it we've seen too many series do this well, and this felt a bit old-fashioned, but the ocular alien,
Yes.
just get it in someone in episode 4.
Yes. Yeah. Too much tease on that.
Too much tease.
Yep.
Like, just the TV shows are a lot more sophisticated than they used to be, and things happen earlier. And like, what? Damn it! What are you up to in Pluribus?
I reckon 4. I think.
But
Yeah.
what happened?
Oh shit! It was a little while ago.
Ah,
So
I can't use it.
recap.
No, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, no. Forget it. But
Yeah.
Pluribus is a fine example
Yep.
of here's a here's a revelation, and it's dealt with in the next episode, and
Yeah.
that means you can just get to the next
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, there was so much umming and ahhing, and will it, won't it, with a range of different like characters in that.
Hmm.
Get to the poor old yeah, yeah. When it finally got there, it was like, wow, we could have not dragged that quite so long.
Yeah, yeah. Possibly too many characters. Um,
And even just on a sort of aesthetic level, I found once an alien's supposed to be in like a dark, you know, enclosed environment. Once it was out in the, on the island, it was Predator to
right.
some degree. And I found that sort of, I know that it was sort of playing with the conventions of what happens in Alien, but like it
Yeah.
just was a step too far outside of the sort of constraints of what they set up generally.
Yeah. Well, once again, I feel like if it moved it quicker,
Yeah,
then but you were kind of expecting it, so you have time to build up your thoughts
yeah.
towards it. Whereas if you just do it, it's like, oh no, I wasn't expecting that. So,
Yeah.
but
Started
I'm,
strong, but yeah, it sort of petered out a lot for me. And then that sort of where we ended up was a bit of a bummer. Just put it in,
yeah,
Boy Cavalier as quickly as possible, really. Give him
right.
the, yeah, just do it.
Yeah. Or just do something more interesting.
Mm,
Yeah. Anyway, look, I have faith in Noah Hawley, but once again, still enjoyed it, but wasn't quite there. I saw a doco series which is in my wheelhouse, Celtic City, about the history of the Boston
yeah,
Celtics. Technically, I hate that team because I'm a Lakers
yep.
supporter, but it was a great doco.
Is that
Uh,
Larry Bird era or what's
all goes all the way back to the 50s, the role that Bill Russell played in the civil rights movement. So it intertwines within real history beats in American politics, etc.
gotcha.
Just really good. Um, I really enjoyed Daredevil Born Again.
Oh
Once
God, that
again,
came out too, didn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
A little bit uneven, but and it's funny. The episode that lots of people complained about was my favorite episode, which was the bank robbery.
bank. Yeah.
Loved
Which,
it. Like,
yeah, because it sounds like what that was one that may have been made prior to the rewrites or the sort
yeah,
of structuring, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah. But to me, it was like a bottle episode, and it's like, yeah, can't we just see him?
Do some superheroing.
Yeah, just but in a more like I want to. If you're going to do these kinds of shows, I want to see the main character have to think their way through it.
Yes. Yeah.
And I I really like all of the performances in it,
Yes. Yep.
and having James Gandolfini's son playing a toady,
Yes.
wimpy,
Yeah. Yeah.
great. I'm up for a new season of that, so that was fun. Uh, I never know where to put this, but This Week Tonight with John Oliver is must-see viewing for me.
Mhm.
Um, Always good, always makes me laugh. Consistently depressing.
Yes.
Um,
I mean, yeah. By the same token, I think John Stewart. More the YouTube clips than the entire show, but that sort
yeah,
of a beacon of some sanity. Uh,
yeah,
to sort of just feel slightly cleansed that you're not the only person.
yeah. It's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Um, Severance season two, I enjoyed
Yeah.
mostly.
When that was going to come in. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, it was good.
Okay.
Another one of those series where the episode everyone hated was probably my favorite, which was uh, Patricia Arquette going back to the town. Like I wanted to kind of see what the world is that
Hmm.
this place exists in. Lots of things that I really enjoyed about it, but there was just something slightly off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Uh, but yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay. Okay.
Silo season two. I just kind of enjoy Silo. It's never, um, it's not my favorite TV series, but I think it's the mystery is compelling enough. It moves at a good rate. I'd
Rebecca
walk.
Ferguson's in that, yeah?
Yeah, and she's great. Like
Yeah.
she's such a charismatic lead that you have enough investment in what's going on. Finished on a good cliffhanger. I haven't read the books, but I went, oh, great. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's find out where this goes. This season of White Lotus was good. It was good. Was it my favorite? Not really. Did it have a totally just unhinged story by Sam Rockwell that he got to write his own story
Right.
and he got to perform to Walton Goggins, and it is honestly one of like White Lotus nearly made it into my top 10 just for that moment.
Right. Okay.
And there's also a scene where the two of them are walking down a passage, and for no reason, Sam Rockwell's character does a forward roll, and you just sit there and you go, "That was
Thank
Sam Rockwell's decision."
yes. I'm surprised Walton Goggins didn't take his shirt off and do one then.
Oh, mate, it's so funny. Well, his character's too angry at that point, so he couldn't lean in. Lots of really good performances, but it just uh, one of those shows where I was like, it didn't land the ending for me, and therefore made some of the storylines feel a bit, oh, okay. But like it's still really well made and
Yes.
really well done. And the series that I only started a couple of days ago, I'd had a friend of mine at work had mentioned this, and I've had it playing in the back of my head, and I was a bit tired the other night, and I thought, I'll give that a go. It's only 30-minute episodes, and I'm halfway through it. Possibly, once again, I can't put it in the top 10 because I don't know how it's going to end, but I'm really enjoying The Chair Company.
Right. What's that?
That's Tony Robinson's series. It's an HBO series. He's a family man. He works for a company that is opening up a mall. Everything's going well for him, but his character's a bit on edge already, even though things are going well. And he has to give a talk to everyone in the office, and the talk is so innocuous and so vanilla, but it goes down really well with everybody. And then he goes and sits on a chair and the chair breaks. And it's this mortifying moment in front of everybody. And from that moment, he starts to spiral and he thinks there's a conspiracy and he's
Right.
going after the chair company. And he's quite clearly overthinking things. But halfway through the series, there might be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And uh, it's almost like cringe Twin Peaks.
Right. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, like there's something going on, but it's all with this very cringy character who uh, constantly makes mistakes. This is I tried to watch the first episode and had a phone call from a friend, like right at the start, one of those ones where you go, should I pick up the phone or not? I thought I'm only 5 minutes in, I'll just stop and I'll take the call. And I said, I'm just watching the chair company. And my friend immediately went on a rant about how they couldn't even get through the first episode. And that intrigued me. And after the end of the first episode, I went, oh, yeah, yeah, I can absolutely see how this will not appeal to everybody, but I'm really enjoying it. And I've kind of limited myself to,
Right.
2 episodes a day, one at one point, have a break, do some other things, then watch a second episode. And it's been
Holidays.
really
Yeah.
good. So,
Yeah. No.
so 49 TV series this year, one to be finished before the end of the year. Was there anything that you had that I didn't bring up?
Not really. I mean, I know it's just come back, and I know you're not much of a fan of it, but I'm on the sort of edge with like Fallout season two.
Mm,
I enjoyed the first season a lot. I thought Jonathan Nolan, they got the tone of the games, which I'd sort of investigate a little bit, really spot on.
hmm
And it's really an amalgamation of like a whole bunch of genres that I'm into, I guess, and sort of coalesce in. It's got a tone that's sort of, I guess, comic,
mm,
although as in comedy,
mm,
while it's a sort of a post-apocalyptic satire of post-capitalism. Or according to the creator of the games, it's not the satire of capitalism. We've just found out, but it does play as that. I really like Ella Purnell,
hmm
who was in Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
And it's also got Walton Goggins as the ghoul in it, a sort of cowboy in the post-apocalypse, and you sort of see the backstory of him as a Hollywood celebrity. Sort of. I guess the production design is a big thing too, because it's sort of set in a 1950s future. It's
Yep.
like 77, everything sort of retro future. It's got a really cool aesthetic. I think they try too hard. There's too much going on.
Right.
like, you know, six storylines in the second episode, I think, that you're sort of keeping track with.
Right.
Um, but I think it's ambitious, and it's a, you know, one of the more fun, just, you know, pure genre shows that's actually streaming at the moment, and they've got a schedule it actually will come out every year,
Yep.
so quite novel, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, and it's got Kyle MacLachlan as well. He's having a lot of fun.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, as I say though, yeah, it can feel like it's quite overwhelming to sort of keep track of, and I think sometimes the tone doesn't quite hit, but it's something I think I'll still keep track of as it comes out over the next, you know, month and a half.
Yeah, everyone I know who watched it has either played the game or at
Yeah,
least, connected
think
with
that
it in some
helps.
way.
Yep.
And yeah, that does seem to be uh, what everyone says to me is
Yeah,
like if you played the game, you'd get into it more. It was one of those things that I could tell was really well made.
yeah.
It
I mean,
just
and
wasn't
I
for
think
me.
sometimes it looks a little bit cheap, and you know, Amazon might be cutting corners a little bit, and you know
Right.
that's. But I think it's compelling. I like, you know, it's not, you know, it's certainly not unique in overall in terms of the genre stuff it's doing, but it's packing in a lot of ideas in there. You
Mm.
know, your boyfriend Justin Thoreau's in season two.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know, that might be a little bit of a dangle there as well for you.
Mate, it's so funny. You're the second person who's told me my boyfriend Justin Theroux was in it. So,
I can see your father's pulsating behind you because like it's like keeping
yeah.
focus.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, am
yeah.
I coming back up, or is like the
Could be both.
yeah, yeah, it could be. But yeah, I think it's fun. But yeah, definitely I can see how it could be perceived as a slog too if you're not aware of the universe that's been sort of, you know, created around.
Yeah, yeah. I think there was I think in the first episode that I watched there was just a storyline that didn't hold any interest for me, and I
Yeah,
think that was why I kind of checked out a little bit. So,
yeah.
anything else?
Uh,
That's
that's
a
pretty much it. I think
that's it.
we got to Yellow Jackets season three, I think, which was a bit of a write-off.
Right,
Plus, I won't delve into like, you know, disappointing stuff that much. I guess we've done
right,
Sandman, so that's fine.
right,
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm pretty scattershot with what I managed to see and get through, and yep. But that's, you know, I was surprised by how much I did see this year, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And before we finish up, segueing over to movies, you went and
yeah,
saw Avatar.
sure did. I know a lot of people say this, but like I can never remember what happened in the one previous.
Right.
It's just such a, you know, there's a lot going on. James Cameron's clearly into it.
Yeah.
But this is probably his most racist of the three. Uh,
Oh, right.
really
Isn't
gets
it?
there. Well, they introduce a new clan of Navi who are sort of like very much modeled on the sort of scalp, you know, headhunting Indian sort of warrior tropes from the, you know, cowboy of the Western genre. Uh,
Right.
Sort of, you know, inferred scalpings and, you know, sort of psychic rape and things like that they're doing.
Oh,
Uh, Stephen Lang's character Quaritch goes native, so he turns up in all the. It's sort of unintentionally funny
right.
in all those senses as well. But yeah, it's definitely like sort of the most traditional sort of Western of the three of them in terms of some of the tropes that he's pulling in.
Mm,
Um, I mean, Sam Worthington's Australian accent is spot on. He's really killing that as a 9 foot tall blue cat person. Uh,
right.
really, yeah. For some reason, it comes in stronger in this one than I've seen it, and I barely remember the last two.
Right.
But as I was saying to you last night, I think, you know, you get all the face-offs and all the confrontations in this one between all the characters you think, but you've got you know, you've got Brendan, what's his surname? Brendan Cow,
Cal. Yeah.
Australian Brendan Cow, and you've got Jermaine Clement on the
Sorry,
sideline.
didn't Brendan Cal die in the second one?
No, he's a cyborg now. Spoiler. And I suspect that if there's a fourth one, he'll still be a cyborg, even though he dies in this one too. Um, it's just going to be less bits.
Right.
But yeah, the two characters never, you know, Jermaine Clement plays a sort of, you know, environmentalist, team full of whale murdering assholes. He's the one guy that's, you know, got the ecological creds. Brendan Cowell, sort of like a former Australian cricketer from the 1980s with a
Right.
side arm. He's back out there collecting more of the stuff from the whales that does the thing that's not on unobtainium. And they never face off. I just want to see two
Oh,
age blokes who are a little bit husky, have a bit of biff while the 9 foot cat people go for it.
yes.
That's all I'm asking for.
Wow, what a missed opportunity.
Stop it. I think, yeah, come on, Jim, pull your shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, like just grow a pair. Avatar 4, two big boys,
Yeah.
go in
Sounds
the top.
good.
I
It's
mean,
it's making millions and millions of dollars again, even though it kind of opened slower. It still seems like it's like I think the trilogy's hit 6 billion.
yes, I think, I mean, that's because he's accounting for the international, which is like twice, 3 times as big as the US box office.
Mm,
And I think they just grow because, I was listening to a podcast talking about it the other day where essentially they're movies not for fans, but for just casual moviegoers. So they're not
yeah,
going to be front loaded.
yeah,
So you're just going to have the trickle, well, not the trickle, but you're going to have like consistent turnout
yeah,
for a couple of months instead of like get your big opening weekend and then sort of peter out.
yeah,
So you sort of guarantee that people who are vaguely familiar with it but don't necessarily dress up or go to conventions
yeah.
will probably go and see it once or
Ah,
twice. And now they're pulling this thing where, you can see all 4 Marvel trailers with it. Might go and see it 4 times.
goodness. Did yeah, wow. And that's where you saw the
That's where I saw the Thor trailer, which is just, I mean, I struggle with the Russo brothers in general. That I mean, nothing they've done, as they capitalized on the build of the Marvel universe with the Infinity movies, but
yeah,
the things they've done since have been extremely underwhelming to awful. The
yeah,
Electric Stars was unwatchable on
yeah,
Netflix. Grey Man wasn't much better,
yeah,
but this sort of tone of sort of reverent seriousness they're bringing to back into the universe, Thor praying to Odin to sort of allow him to like take on the mantle one more time because now he's got a daughter who we last saw, having hijinks and all the rest, and it was all Taika Waititi style stuff,
yeah,
and now we're back into sort of the somber tones and the sort of mournful piano, sort of minimal score,
right,
and it just landed with a thud.
right.
Um, I don't, yeah, I mean, we didn't have a huge crowd, but I can't imagine it making me feel that excited about it unless I was a real dyed in the wool uh Marvel zombie at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, look, it's the car crash.
yeah, and it
Uh
seems to be Doctor Doom's kidnapping children.
right.
Seems to be the sort of the plot, which is like, wow, okay. We've just gone through QAnon.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we're going to do Doctor Doom anon. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Sounds awful.
Yeah.
Um Adam Richard and his partner told me that they saw the 6 minute prologue to the Odyssey at Avatar, and
All right.
I still can't bring myself to go to Avatar.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty amazing. You can just go and see Avatar and walk out again.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, do your
Well,
thing.
well, the thing is
Get a
that
ticket
it's also
something.
every session's sold out. Like the only sessions available, like if you go and want to sit right in the very front row, the IMAX center, like it's making money hand over fist.
I mean, it looks spectacular. I mean, I think there's always going to be a disconnect, and like I said to you as well, like I feel like it's the just overtaken Tron Ares as the best sort of video clip slash PlayStation
Hmm.
trailer or
Hmm.
PlayStation sort of cutscene sort of compilation for the year. Um, it's not Uncanny Valley, but it's just yeah, it looks like a Yes album cover. It looks like a
Hmm.
Dean painting. It is beautiful,
Hmm.
um, but the aesthetic sort of just yeah, it goes very hard and becomes sort of almost incomprehensible by the time you sort of get into the third hour,
Hmm.
and there is a beginning of a fourth hour to get through after that.
Yeah.
It is like a long, long
Yeah.
movie. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know.
I think if I played video games, maybe I would be more entranced with, it's obviously beautifully made and expensive, and it looks so much better than other CGI
Yeah,
bullshit that we
for instance,
see.
it's the original IP. that
Mm.
is pulled out and no one remembers what happens in them at
Mm.
the end of them. And he comes back a couple of years later and here's another one.
Yeah.
Uh, but he also made the 3D Billie Eilish concert movie that's coming out in March. So there's another
Mm.
Cameron coming soon.
All
Um,
right.
so there you go. He's knocking them out now.
Yeah. Yeah. He's on a roll. Big Jim. Big Jim. All right.
Big win.
Well, thank you for helping me go through the favorite TV shows for the year.
A lot of things
And
to add to the list.
yes, yeah,
Yeah,
there's a few there.
I can really
Uh,
get there.
I know. Well, I'll let you get to having your fun
Tour.
solo dad day.
Thank you so much. Catch you soon.
All right. Thank you to Garth for helping me out with that list. Hopefully, there is stuff that you haven't heard of, or maybe there are some titles that we talked about that you were kind of vaguely aware of, but hadn't had an opportunity to get around to trying out. It's amazing how many TV shows I watched this year and still somehow, I don't know, missed heaps. It's incredible. That's not even going into older TV shows that I finally caught up on. Like I finally finished Peaky Blinders. So yeah, it's been a big year for viewing and digging into some of these TV shows. So hopefully, as I said, there's some stuff there that you hadn't thought of and or hadn't even heard of, and it is sounding appealing, that you might like to give it a go. Not even necessarily now, but at some point in the future. We have at least one more podcast coming for the rest of the year, and I have to give you my favorite films for 2025. I'm going to try and sneak in one more movie tonight. And yeah, it's one I've been kind of looking forward to and I missed. And I just saw that I can watch it, I can stream it. So I'll give that a go and then we will record the final podcast for the year. Yeah, so, the usual stuff. If you'd like to read more of my writing, you can find it over at Substack. If you'd like to listen to this without adverts and be able to access bonus podcasts and live shows and things like that, you can head over to Patreon. I'm slowly building the YouTube page, and you can find all of that stuff at my website, justinhamilton.com.au/stuff. justinhamilton.com.au/stuff, and you will be able to find what interests you, and you can find all the links there. Okay, it's been a long podcast, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good festive season, and until then.